Hey Scribe, Sarah here, and welcome to the Right Podcast. I've got something really special for you today. This is a live recording taken from the Sunshine Coast Fiction Festival in November 2025. I had the absolute pleasure of sitting down with USA Today bestselling author TL Swan. We talked all about her incredible journey, how she's navigated setbacks, embraced creativity, and built a wildly successful romance career. Whether you're an aspiring author or a devoted romance reader, this conversation will lift you up and fire you up. So settle in and enjoy.
So, Sunshine Coast Fiction Festival is your only book signing in 2025. What a coup for us. Thank you so much for making
Thanks for
this
having
trip.
me.
It's amazing.
I appreciate it.
So, you first self published The Stopover, first in the Miles High Club in 2019.
Oh, so that's a Amazon published book. It's Montlake. So my first published book was 2014, and that was Stanton and Door. Yeah.
Excellent. But you did The Stopover, and now it's a USA Today. Sell all of them. They've all hit USA. Congratulations.
Thanks, everyone. Pinch me moment. So cool. Thank
That
you.
is beautiful. So tell us the story of how you got here.
Most of you know my stories. My husband and I made a bad business decision and we lost everything. We're on the verge of going bankrupt and my house was going to get foreclosed. And I read a book called The Secret. You all know I'm the secret devour. And it told me to look for the signs. So I was like, okay, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to look for the signs. About 2 weeks later, I found a box of books from when I was 17 and all these stories I'd written in it about Joshua Stanton. And I was like, oh, that's the sign. So I went inside and I didn't have the $280 for the Word program. So I downloaded a free 30-day trial. And I was like, okay, I've got 30 days to write a book to try and pay $50 off my credit card. Let's go. So that's how I started. It was not like I thought that I could do this or I had the talent or anything like that. I'm just kind of winging my way through it day by day.
I love The Secret. It was definitely one of those life-changing books for me. So you started looking for signs. What sort of signs did you find?
It was my books, the box of books that I hadn't seen. I wrote them when I was 17. And who writes a book about first cousins falling in love when they're 17 is some kind of weirdo. But yeah, that was the main one that I saw. And, just being grateful for what I had. Like I had a wonderful family and friends, and
Beautiful.
losing money on a business is not the worst thing that can happen to you.
Yeah. You create such lovable men. Is there any real life inspiration there?
Yes and no. It's funny because me and my daughter always joke around that I write, people fall in love with men created in a woman's mind. I think there's a bit of truth in every character I write, but there's a lot of fantasy there too, let's be real.
You also have such wonderful banter. Like, are you just naturally talented at banter, or did you learn this somewhere? Like, how do I learn it?
I don't know. I'm a natural smart aleck. I would say smart ass, but I'm trying to be. It's just natural for me. My husband and I are very dry and very sarcastic to each other. So I guess that's all of my friends would say I'm quite sarcastic. So I think it just comes out. I don't even mean to do it. Like I'll write things and then people say, that's so sarcastic. And I'll think, that was being nice. Like,
So I heard a rumor that you actually don't read many books.
none. So I don't read any books in our genre purposely. And the reason is it's all very technical. When I studied psychology, you all know I studied psychology, and I know that 87% of anything that we read is stored in your brain. So if I was writing romance novels and I was reading other people's work, I would have that feeling in the back of my head. Did that come from the front part of my brain that thought it, or is that a memory? I would be so scared that every thought that I had was someone else's idea first, and it's a memory that's bringing up rather than a thought process. So such a sacrifice because I read so many romance. I feel like I did the really big apprenticeship for romance because when we're in the depths of going broke, romance was my savior. I was reading romance all the time just to get my head out of being depressed. So it is a sacrifice, but I feel like it's worth it. And I want it to be too that my voice stays my voice and I'm not influenced by what other people are doing or what other stories. Sometimes like I'll think, like for example, Mr. Masters, if I had have read all the other nanny books on the market before I wrote that, I would have thought, oh, there's just too many nanny books. I won't write that. Whereas I don't know what's out there. Quite often I say to Kelly or the girls in my office, so like on the chili factor, where do I sit? Like, am I like, and they're like, oh, it's still okay. Like, so yeah, I feel like for me to stay individual and stay in my lane, I have to just do my thing without any.
So when you were reading books, what was your favourite?
Sylvia Day she was my favourite. Crossfire, Gideon Cross is my husband. And I like historical romance. Shelley Brady, which is Shayla Black. Yeah, I like all of the older books. This Man, Jodie Elmer Pass, all of that kind of thing.
Well, you run a successful business now, a publishing house. What is one thing you wish you had, or that you know now that you wish you had known way back in the day?
I guess for me, it was, when I started writing books, I didn't sell many books and I kept writing. And for 5 years, I would sell, 5, 10 books a week. If I had a sale, it would be like, Mum, did you buy that book? Nobody liked my books because they were very long, quite sexy. Because it was 11, 12 years ago. So it was quite before. And I stayed in my lane and I just was like, no, I believe these stories are going to sell. One day, someone's going to turn around and want a book with an in-depth storyline. And I stuck to my guns and it paid off because then the market kind of caught up with where I was and I already had books that were like that. So I would just say trust my gut. Trust my gut to what I knew was what I thought was right.
Yeah, I love that. So what would your next success look like? Movies, TV?
All of that.
Yes, please, universe. Bring it.
I can't say anything. There are things that are exciting things that are happening at the moment, so I can't.
So we can't get any scoop?
No, but an exciting thing for me would be to own my own production company and make my own movies. So that's 5-year plan. I would like to do that. So
hit it here, people. Which one of your characters do you relate to the most?
I would say that there's a little bit of every female in me. Like I kind of, probably the smart aleck sides. I try and write females that are relatable, I guess, which, I feel like I've got the same group of friends that I've had since I was 12. There's 12 of us, and we've been through we've loved each other through every version of ourselves. Between us, my God, we dated some bastards. I feel like a lot of my stories, my apprenticeship was my girlfriends, because, quite often they'll read a book and they'll go, I know who that was. I know.
Where is your favourite place to write?
Buzz or cafes. I like the buzz. Like if I ever get stuck in a book, which is quite often happens, I will take myself off to Sydney and book into a bougie hotel and I'll sit in the bar with all the soup people, margarita, and that's where I get out of my stuck place. I have to be where busy people are. So this year, obviously, I had an accident in January and broke my back. And it was 6 months in bed. It was horrendous, the worst year. But that has been the hardest thing to learn because I can't write in public places now because the chairs are too hard. So it's just been a real struggle. So now I have to write at home or in my office. Like I've got offices. I've got 2 offices and I don't write in either of them. I go to bars. But so now I have to write at home. So I'm just trying to break my habits and get into new ones, better, more healthy ones.
What comes first for you, the characters or the plot?
It's a very, very weird thing for me. So the story usually comes to me a couple of years before, and then the characters, I always know the characters, it just comes to me. And it's not until I'm writing the story that I'll go, oh, this is like Gabrielle Ferrara's book. Like I was writing that Christmas book. It wasn't until chapter 5 I realised who was the man in the book. I was like, oh no, it's that bastard. So it's just my books come to me years before, and if I try and plot something out, which I think would be good, I go, oh, that would be a good story, and then I think of it all. I open the Word document, and it's just so bad that I just have to delete it. So I don't get to choose, and I think that's the most frustrating thing for me as a writer. I can't plan ahead. I can't do a schedule. I can't say to you, this series I'm starting, I'm going to finish it all off, and then because I have to go where my mood takes me. So it's hard.
So I know you like your millionaires. Thank you very much. What are your favourite tropes to write?
So this is a funny subject for me. You know, I hate tropes. I hate tropes. I believe it's ruined the book industry. And I can tell you now, if you know what trope you're getting before you get the book, it straight away goes down to a 3-star. Right? So, like, put it this way, right? You're reading a book, you know nothing about it. It's incredible. You're surprised, you're shocked, blah, blah, blah. You finish it, it's 5-star. You go to a book and you think, okay, it's millionaire, it's best friends to lovers, it's this, it's that, blah, blah, blah. And you get to the end of it. As you're reading it, you keep waiting for those things that have been named to happen. There's no excitement. There's no thing. And what would have been a 5-star book if you knew nothing about it is now a 3-star book because it just didn't hit where it was supposed to hit. So I will never, my social girls do name tropes. We fight about it. Because that's what TikTok wants. TikTok, I believe, is like done that. And I know that there are some people that want to know what they're reading beforehand, but for me, for my books and my readers, I just want them to trust me that I'm going to deliver something that they're not expecting and that they're going to like it, and it will have me in it, so it'll hopefully they'll like it. You know, not all books are for everybody, but you know, the one that gets me the most is Secret Baby.
I was going to say, it's not very secret.
Hey, why would you call it a secret baby? It's not my jam. Maybe I'm too old for tropes.
So tell me, what happened with the new covers? Whose idea was that?
Bookstores don't like men covers, and you have to get into bookstores. So a lot of you guys don't know how publishing companies work, but you actually have to present to the sales team, and they pick what they're going to buy for their stores. So you have to do within their guidelines what they like, right? I don't personally, for my characters, I don't think cartoons suit. I don't, you know, it was very hard. I said, look, I'm happy to go with the pastel colours, but I want something artsy and beautiful that relates to the book. And I feel like the girls just absolutely killed it. It's so wonderful. I'm so proud of them. I love them.
They are so beautiful. They're just trend-setting. Absolutely gorgeous.
I was so nervous about them because my previous branding was so dark, like the dark, you know, like, and I always joke around, and I feel like it's true. Kelly and I, so Kelly, this girl in the white, she'll kill me. So Kelly's been with me 10 years, and it used to just be me and Kelly, and now there's a team of like 16, like there's a lot of us now. But back in the day, me and Kelly used to just search the internet for the hot covers, you know, like Masters, Garcia, all of that. And we always say it's our taste in men that was my whole career. But yeah, I was concerned about the change, but it's far exceeded our expectations.
I like your taste in men. We like your taste in men. Yeah, pretty happy about that. Can you make some real men?
I wish AI would come up with something useful.
That would be good.
Robots that look like that clean the house and do your hair.
Yeah, love it. What advice do you have for authors?
Keep writing, because one day you'll write a book that will change your life. And so many authors write 5 or 6 books, 7 books, 8 books. They haven't seen success, and it gets really disheartening. And you see people come in and just get a book deal or whatever with their first book, and you're like, come on. But if you keep writing and you keep showing up and you keep doing what you truly love, one day you'll write a book that will change your life. And that's what I did. Dr. Stanton was my breakthrough book, and he literally changed my life overnight. I went to bed and then I woke up and he was in the top 30 in the US. And before that, I hadn't even hit top 10,000. And like, he just was number 30 and he just took off, and everybody went back and read my other books, and it just took off. And it was, you know, Colleen Hoover gave this advice a couple of years before. And I was like, okay, I just got to keep writing till I try and make it. And it really did do that. It made it.
Oh, that's incredible. Oh my gosh. What is something about you that our fans might not know?
Boring as hell. I don't know.
Must be something. How do you take your coffee?
I'm on a health kick. Good old midlife hormones are kicking my butt. So that's been fun. Broke my back this year. Psychologist by trade. Nothing much.
Are you planning on recovering your other books now that you've done it with these ones?
As they go into bookstores, we will. So we've got 2 specific kinds of branding coming out. So we've got a darker line, which will, the cover reveal is soon. It's a darker book. So that's going down a darker, sinister kind of cover. And my contemporary romance, like laugh, funny, sarcastic, light. So, for example, the Italians would go into the darker category. Do you know what I mean? Play Along would go into the darker category. These books will stay light. So I'm breaking my brand up for two reasons. I don't feel like the Italian series and my would suit these covers, and then I don't want to put a darker cover on these covers. I'm just doing what we want, really.
Oh, that is incredible. Are you writing a new book at the moment that you can tell us about?
So I've just written The Heart You Kept. I have Alistair coming out soon. So you girls who've read it haven't read it yet. I took it off the market 4 years ago so I could fix it because it was I love it. It's my most beautiful story, I feel like, but my writing was very young. It was the second book that I wrote. So when I would read it back, it was like, I kind of felt like I was reading Cat in Hat. So I wanted it to be better. So I took it off, and somehow it took me 4 years to get it right. So that's coming out soon. I've got so many books coming out next year. So it's been a bit quiet. Oh yeah, I've got a Christmas book coming out in 2 weeks. It's called A Forever Kind of Kiss. I love it, and it's going to be a full book. This guy's got me in a chokehold, so in the best way. So I'm like, it has to be a full book. So
is it going to be ebook, paperback, and
it will be an ebook. My Christmas book is 7 stories now, 8 stories. I write a story about 25,000 words every year, and I put it in a new story. And it's an introduction so that people who haven't read me before can have a taste of my writing style and have little snippets of stories and see if they like me and give me a chance. Because we sell it for 99 cents. We just give it away to try and get, and honestly, so many of my readers come to me that way. They just love my Christmas stories, and then they come and read the full books. What started as a little, I might give us a sample of my stories, has now grown into something great.
I love that. I might steal that idea,
actually. Do it.
Brilliant.
It works.
Awesome. I would love to open questions up to the audience. We have Swan from the Blush Festival over here with a mic. And somebody else with a mic over there. Awesome. Who's going first, girls? One here. She's very desperate.
Okay, you may well have covered this because I don't listen to things. I can't take things in. Is that better? Look at me. So when you said that you took the 30-day trial to write your book because you couldn't afford the program, you wrote your book, but what did you do with it when you had that book? Because everything seems to cost money.
Yeah, so I've got an author group for anyone who is interested in writing a book. Now I'm telling you now, the readers make the best writers. So during COVID, I made a group called The Signets. There's 50 videos in there, and I teach people step by step how to write a book. If you don't, I'm telling you, you can do it. We've had number 1 on Amazon US. We've had, I think, over 50 top 100s. We've got 600 books written now. It's 1,500 people in this group. So if you want to join it, it's SS Signets for Baby Swan. What I would say is get an edit. Because, funny story, my first book, I thought that I could edit it myself and wondered why I got absolutely ripped to shreds by the reviews. I was like, oh, well, that didn't work.
But how did you do that? What was that process for you? So if you had this manuscript and you're like, I've got no money, like, where do I go?
You will need money. So I packed supermarket shelves at Woolworths at night to get my first edit. They're around from $600 to $1,000 at first edit. And then you put it to them, they edit it, they give it back, you accept the changes, then we get a format, which is $200, $250. Then you get that, then you get a cover designer. The best way to find them is online in the Facebook, Instagram. It's all in my group, by the way.
Okay.
And then I've got the steps how you upload a book to Amazon. You don't need, I guess in the olden days, back in the olden days, it still happens now. It used to be the literary agents were the gatekeepers for bookstores, and they would decide what they thought was literature. And honestly, the books they like are so boring. Like, who the hell even reads these books? And ebook and Amazon has made it possible for anyone to upload a book and have a go. And we're getting better books than ever because we're getting out of the square that was written for so long what they thought was good literature. So write it, do it. load it. We want to read it. Like, it would be amazing.
Thank you.
Words of wisdom. It's amazing. Who's next? Over here.
Hi. Just going on that, obviously I've read all of your books on Amazon before I bought the trophy copies just to sit on the bookcase and never open. But look, now I'm going to have to buy more. Amazon seems to be a dirty word almost these days.
You know what? I get
And
really,
that's got me worried.
No, I get absolutely infuriated. I'm going to get in trouble for saying this. I get really annoyed with authors who go on Amazon and bag out Amazon, go on Facebook and social media and bag out Amazon, because Amazon has given us the opportunity of a lifetime. And without Amazon, e-publishing wouldn't even be a word. Talk about bite the hand that feeds you. What the hell? I am so grateful for Amazon. Amazon has made my entire career. They've got my whole business, and me opening a publishing company to come into bookstores. It's not in spite of Amazon. It's because of Amazon I'm allowed to do that. I'm able to do that. And it's to help indie authors get into stores so that don't have to sign their rights away for life with a publisher, because the publishing contracts are absolutely disgraceful. So, I'm so grateful for Amazon. I think they're absolutely amazing, and they've changed my life. And I would upload anything to Amazon.
The other thing that I'm a bit nervous to mention here, will real writers ever be considered real writers if they started out as fanfic writers?
No.
I mean,
there's no such thing as a real writer. We're all real writers.
I mean, I've written fanfic for 20 years.
Well, you're a writer.
And if I mention that, it's almost like we're a fanfic is a subclass almost. Like,
can I just say,
it's really scary to try to launch into the real world.
Can I just say that the snobbery in fiction, it's actually laughable. It's laughable because, you go to some, and this is the second fiction one I've ever been to, because in the olden days, a lot of fiction writers would go, she writes smut, she writes this, she has to have sex to sell, blah, blah, blah. You know what? There's a market for it, and that's what I like to read. I do not want to read 12 lines about how the wind blows through the freaking trees. I do not want to read words that I don't even know that I have to freaking Google. Like, she's what? What is she? I just want a book that's easy, that's like talking to my friends, going to a club, hearing a story about your girlfriend that's like, oh my God, that's what I want to read. And I can tell you now, romance is the biggest selling genre in the world. We outsell those writers that think they're brave, and I'm here for it, and I'm happy to own it. Like, I used to feel intimidated, and I don't anymore, because I feel like part of the evolution of women is owning what we read and our sexuality, and it's okay. And I don't give a damn if someone who wants to write about leaves and trees wants to judge me. Let's go. Good on you.
It's been so empowering for women writing romance.
It's, I don't know if anyone from that world realizes, but they actually came from those dirty times. Like, it's the most mainstream thing in the world. Like, everybody does it. So why is it taboo? That's another case of the agents and the bookstores deciding what they think is acceptable literature.
Right. If you had one piece of advice to share with writers that are just beginning their journey, that want to hopefully write as their career, what would it be? And also, do you think it's possible for younger writers and teens to be taken seriously in the writing world, or would it be better to wait until you're older? Or?
No. So my advice is trust your gut. Write the story you love for you. You have to love it first. Don't wait for a publishing company or an agent to approve your work. Sure, send out submissions if you want to be in stores, blah, blah, blah. That is not the only way to skin a cat. Now we can do our own thing. You barge your way through the front door in ebooks. You publish your own book. You do your own social media, and you just go. Like, I have pushed my way through. After my 6th book, I got an email saying that from Montlake, which is Amazon's publishing arm, asking me to write for them. Now, I thought that was my husband, and I wrote back a explicit, I know it's you, because Amazon had never signed an Australian author before. So I just didn't think it was possible that they would look at me. And they signed me, and I've written 7 books for them. The Miles High is that. They're amazing publishers. They don't wait for someone else's approval to decide your career. If you want to be a writer, nudge your way through because that's the only way. And write the book that you love because we're waiting to read it. Like we want different stories and you don't need to have someone else's approval to, other people don't get to choose how successful we are. You make it happen for yourself and you can do this. Join my writing group.
Thank you so much. I will. Hi. You mentioned Gabrielle Ferrara before, and I'm wondering because pretty much all your books are with like a billionaire male main character. In that, the bonus, his
It's
bodyguard,
nerve-wracking, isn't it?
his bodyguard Mark.
Mark and Deb. You're waiting for Mark and Deb's story.
Is that going to happen?
Yeah, it is.
Oh yay!
So people are often ask me, why do I write about older, intelligent, witty, rich men? And the answer is, this is my midlife crisis, and I'm going to write about men that I want to meet. You won't see me reading about the 20-year-old plumber. No. Like I want the fantasy. I don't want to read a book about, did you pay the phone bill? Oh my God, we're out of hot water. Dishwasher didn't get stacked. I want a fantasy. So that's why I do it. We're at that. Everybody wants that.
You've mentioned that you don't read your own genre. What genre do you like to
I
read?
read self-help. I read business books. I've read everything. Diary of a CEO, time management. I'm like one of those kooks. Business motivates me and running a team motivates me. And luckily I've got the best team in the world. But yeah, I don't, and it's not that I don't want to read romance. I definitely do. But it's a sacrifice I read some fantasy, but it's deep fantasy. It's not really romance based.
Would you go to the movies and watch like a Colleen Hoover novel?
No. So when I write, I am completely not that I don't. It's not Colleen. No. It's not that. I will write if it's a rom com. I'll watch it. It just depends. Like when I'm deep in the writing cave, I'm like locked in. I don't even watch TV. So I'm like I have to stay right. I'm either completely immersed in my story where it's all I think about, or I'm just on the outside. I can't get in. Trying to break my way into the mindset of the people I'm writing about. I watch. You would think I'm so weird. I watch like ghost stories, like haunted house, like real life, like ghost story stuff and like fantasy, like weird stuff on TV, but I don't watch anything within the genre. I just don't want to ever have someone say to me, oh, that was in that book. And me think, oh, was it? And if I was reading that, I would never really know if that came from my brain or that came from their brain.
It sounds like you've got enough voices in your head anyway. Yeah. You don't really need any more.
I've got enough personalities for all of us.
I know that feeling. Any other questions?
Thank you so much for coming, everyone, guys. It really means a lot. It really means a lot. And thank you so much for organising such a wonderful event.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate being invited. So thank you.
No, I'm so glad. T will be here all weekend, so don't stress if the line is too long and you don't get to see her today, even though I know she'll want to stay until like 8 o'clock to see you all. But she will be here tomorrow. So if you do miss out today or you want to wait until the crowd's smaller, then come back tomorrow. Thank you so much, and thank you all for coming today.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Right Podcast. I hope you found TL Swan's story as moving and motivating as I did. She's a true testament to what's possible when you follow your passion and keep going no matter what. And if today's live session inspired you, mark the calendar. The Sunshine Coast Fiction Festival is happening again from October 30th to November the 1st. 2026, right here in the beautiful Sunshine Coast. I'd love to see you there. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd be so grateful if you'd subscribe, leave a review, or share it with a fellow writer. And as always, you can find more inspiration and support at serenadepublishing.com. Until next time, keep writing, keep dreaming, and keep believing in your story.